Toonsday Tuesday. I'm here with Pickles. Yeah, so what's up, man? How was the week? Hey, my dudes, welcome back to
The week is going
Tuesday.
pretty good. As long as I can deal with this heat, I will be fine.
Hey, yeah, I mean, imagine how it is downhill.
Yeah, no, I can
Uh,
definitely say that you're probably getting it worse.
yeah, definitely. But I was gonna be talking about this pen of Cleopatra. So shall we dive in?
All right, yeah, let's get into it. Um, I would like to start us out with the first episode, season 6, which, if you see in some listings, it lists it as like a special and not a part of the season, which is kind of understandable because this episode was not actually aired until the show was actually over. Um,
Yeah,
for a very, very obvious reason.
by season he just mean episode six.
What did I call it? Season
So
6?
it was yes, yes.
Okay. No. It was episode 6, Quarantine, which
Yeah.
is all right. You want to know how crazy this episode is in its placement in the series?
Coincidence.
If you Google the episode guide for the show, it doesn't list the name of the episode. It's just called episode 6.
Okay.
That's how far out of the way they went to hide this episode. Because in this episode, Cleopatra causes a pandemic.
Yeah, he does. And I mean, it's understandable why they would try to hide this at that time.
Because
I mean,
because this was an episode called Quarantine that was originally supposed to air in April of 2020.
yeah, we all remember what happened in April 2020. So,
And it's not their
yeah,
fault. Animation takes a long time to make. This episode was made back in probably early 2019.
yeah, it's that. I mean,
No one
you
knew.
know.
No one knew.
No, no one knew that a year also label that, we would have a massive shutdown, but
But yeah, Cleopatra, by not listening to anybody, ends up
yeah,
causing a planetary pandemic, which causes all of the different students and people on the planet to display different symptoms and then eventually turn into rage zombies.
yeah. No, I did, I found that interesting just because, you know, I feel like it's gonna so rough,
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like it resembles what really happened.
With people not wanting to quarantine like they're
Yeah,
supposed to, or listening to the medical professionals say, "Hey, maybe you need to do this thing."
yeah, like I don't normally comment on like political stuff, but yeah, this was at the time would have been a criticism of the nation at the time. So yeah, uh, but no, I mean the fact that they had to go to a different planet to find the doctor who had the kill was insane. Like, uh,
Yes, but also I'm going to say the movement of this episode causes a bunch of problems, I will say, because characters are introduced, which I'm assuming will play a role later on. Cleopatra's powers actually get explained in this episode.
yeah,
How
I
she
mean,
uses an energy battery, and yeah, it's a lot. A lot of stuff in this episode seems like it is set up for later things to happen, and I don't know how moving it is going to replace them. I don't know if they'll get explained in other places. I don't know if the scientists are going to show back up again, and they're just going to act like they've always been there.
yeah, no, like, I honestly feel like, and this was said in the episode, that Cleopatra was made for something, like, physically made. So, I mean, I don't know what you take from that, but for me, that tells me, oh, that hints at that Cleopatra is not all biologically organic.
I think it's more her being pulled through time made a weird energy connection.
Okay.
um, yeah, I don't think she was made by anything. I think she is who she is. She's who they think she is. But the process of time travel turned
Hmm.
her into an energy siphon because it only activates when she thinks about her home in the past. So there's some connection to the past which causes the energy.
Yeah, but, and this is for a little episode that we're gonna get to tonight. If time travel was the key to our power, wouldn't that mean that whenever she travels that her powers either get stronger or weaker?
I think it was just that initial, like, I'm trying to remember how she got pulled into the future. Because there was some device, that temple thing.
Yeah, yeah, it was like a angel looking pull device.
Yeah, so it had to be that specific thing. Otherwise, something would have happened with what happens in a later episode tonight.
Okay, I mean, at least you know what I'm thinking with that,
Right.
so
Oh, no, no, I
yeah,
know what you're talking about. Because if time travel was the trigger, like just time travel, then we would have seen other things happening later.
yeah, yeah,
But no, I like it. I like that she screws up. I am enjoying her screw ups.
yeah,
It was just a fun episode, and I liked meeting new characters.
Yeah, no, I like it too, but I do hope that, this wasn't a one-off and we don't see him again. I hope we do. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Alright, so going, well, is there anything else you want to say about this?
Nothing in particular. Um, we did get to meet um Brian's creator, or like the person
Yeah,
who gave Brian his cybernetics, and that was
yeah,
interesting. That's another reason this character needs to be back on the show.
yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, just a comment of, oh, you're not doing your local maintenance made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I
Okay,
got you.
we can get on to episode 7.
Okay, episode 7, team building, and it's because he wants to make Cleo Akira and brought it into a official team, but they'll have the trouble getting together with Octavius Secret of Vengeance. Now, Katsu is upset with mainly Cleo, but the whole team because they're on this planet of truths that they need to protect. The three of them all have different ideas on how to accomplish the mission and they go off to do their different ideas. But because they're not cooperating with each other, all of their plans backfire humorously and in Gensler is trying to figure out how to make them ability and he goes into the ball field, wherever it's called, so he could put them through drills, but the head chancellor is like, "Mm, I might not have enough choice but to break them up. Oh, and Kelsey, if you really want to make them a team, try going on a team result, team retreat. And that's just what he does. He becomes Kelsey and, he tells Cleopatra who says, Kelsey, you know nothing about fun. Yes, I do. I got a certificate from Dr. Blah blah blah. fun seminar. So you take the ticket holodeck result and basically sets them on vacation, and this is supposed to be like team building for them, and he tries to implement team building exercises like trust falls and a few other things, but it all goes to the office with a holographic Octavian shows up, and they're getting hurt by holographic blast.
I will say I did love the amping of danger for the episode. Uh it was surprising because like I thought that this really was going to be one of those, oh, it was all just a trick by Kensu to get them to work together. But no, it was an actual trap.
Yeah, no, I thought that too, and I always thought, oh, can she play the whole thing? But no, Octavia hacked the holodeck, and they completely were in mobile danger, and with all of that, they ended up working well as a team, and just got their act together somewhat,
Mm-hmm.
but all it's a good episode, and it's definitely not one that I would say anything too negative about.
I like Kepra being administrator. I like her being in charge and delegating stuff, seeing her responding to the behavior of Cleopatra and her team. Um, the idea of maybe they should split them up. Just because these are the people that pulled her into the future doesn't mean that these are the people who need to be with her. Because you can be friends with someone, that doesn't mean you need to work with those people. Now,
Yeah,
obviously, this is like a children's show, so yes, you're going to be working with your friends as your team. But I might have been interested if they did get split up and be split up for like a little while, so she was forced to work with other characters.
yeah, no, I would have loved to see them be split up on trailer. It wouldn't have helped them any way. I mean, obviously, I would have loved to see Cleopatra teamed up with, oh,
Callie?
yeah, with Callie
Yeah.
a bit, the, and have that relationship blossom.
Oh no, I got you on that. But no, good episode. Good seeing their relationships develop more, working together. The growth of them as a competent unit, because seeing they are cadets and actually focusing a bit more on that, Seeking to screw up at the start, even though it turned out to, not be like a real important mission, just a training testing mission. I thought that was going to come back and be something else, but it ended up just being nothing. But
Yeah,
overall, it was still a fun episode with some good stakes in it, quite a bit of tension, and yeah, they keep that traitor storyline going and like showing that no matter what, there is that level of anything could be a trap.
definitely. Huh. But yeah, definitely good episode, I'd say.
All right. Next one.
Is Evil episode 8.
Yes. Okay, that's the one we were talking about, which was the time travel episode because Cleo gets a little upset that no one is apparently helping or working on getting her sent back in time, but it appears that Brian actually has been building a time machine in his spare time. Something which no one else seems to be aware of. I would think that's something which would be like incredibly regulated, and he could just build it in his dorm room.
Yeah, now, I mean, I would think by the year 40,000 that they would have like galactic laws on time travel. So,
Well, if
yeah,
time travel was like a common enough thing to have galactic laws, then they wouldn't have a lack of knowledge about what happened in the past. Because you have to remember, the premise of the show is that
well,
all
yeah.
knowledge pre this certain date has been erased. So no one knows what took
No,
place.
I got it, yeah.
So this would be the first built time machine, which means, hey, don't build it in your dorm room where someone can screw it up and destroy the universe.
The whole building in its double was is idiotic at worst and just stupid at best. It's,
And the fact that it can be turned on and activated with one button.
yeah, like, come on. I would have a more complex power up system.
Or lock your room.
Yeah.
Um, Also Cleopatra, dear God, she's a horrible roommate.
Yeah, no,
I mean, they already went into her being a bad roommate before, but I felt I felt like we were in another episode of Quarantine after seeing how she lives.
yeah, I also felt the same way. I felt like, wait, they on lockdown? That's why it was a mess or what? Because, um,
Just putting
she
her on the
had,
bed. Just putting her right on the floor by the bed. Great.
yeah, 3 day old couldn't be that. So, yeah, it's definitely weird that,
Also, you'd think she'd at least do the whole let's get better at the day thing, but no, she didn't want to fix anything, not really.
yeah, no, like, and you see just trope in numerous episodes, and they
Aka
try to,
Kobioko.
yeah, eh, they try to do, oh, let's be bold and be bold. Yeah. No. I thought.
Cleo's just bad. She's just bad at so many things in her behavior.
Yeah. No. Like. Oh. I'm gonna continuously read this pudding at the foot of my bed.
All right.
That way.
Now she doesn't. She all right. So if she wakes up and the pudding's there, so that's not part of the do-over. She can't fix
Uh,
that because that's just there when she wakes up.
okay.
I'm more thinking, hey, I've got time. Maybe if I can like learn about stuff, change my behavior. Not screw over Aquila every single morning.
Yeah. Like, I I wish I project ready to go to default, but no. Hmm. Oh,
Also, do they go back to like, hey, he did build a working time machine? Is that a
I
thing that gets referenced later on?
I mean, none that I know of, no.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah,
but
she needs to be kicked out and either given her own room or be given saran wrap to go over everything in her room.
yeah, definitely like he will put all in our own private dome or definitely so that she has clean for food. So yeah. Hmm. But no, I mean the point of this is that each time she time travels because yes she does it more than one time.
Yeah, it doesn't get broken until after repeated uses, but because she does do it on her own at first.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like the first time, it's let me do this to, redo the day. The second, sometimes the second so fall at sometimes, oh, I mess up, let me repeat it. Mm, yeah, no, like, if you don't know, time travel, if you do it too much, it will jump to the timeline until you're at one cool moment that you can't go hold back from and the universe will just implode on itself. So,
Hmm.
yeah. Uh,
All right, give me a moment. I just had some news pop up. But apparently, Amazon might be doing a new Transformers series based off the current comics, which would be nice if that's a thing that actually happens.
yeah, cool.
All right. Next episode?
Okay, next episode is Suspicion.
Yes, next episode
Ooh,
is Suspicion, which is semi culmination of a plot thread that's been going on since episode 2 of the show, which is Cleo's belief that Callie is the spy, in which obvious to all of the people watching the show where it can't be her because it's incredibly obvious who the actual spy is. And if you don't know who the spy is yet, then hello and welcome to watching television. The thing going in front of you is the screen. On that screen is the very obvious spy.
I think I've figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, as part of the no science fair, in which they have to go without using any modern technology,
Hmm,
uh,
yeah.
Cleo and Catch, dear, wrong, wrong, wrong character from a show with cats. Cleo and Callie go to team up for the No Science Fair project.
Yeah, no, yeah, they have,
Go ahead.
no, you got what's up.
This episode also deals with something that I didn't quite notice, which is surprising. Um,
That's how he had a massive cross off
in
a
which
two.
in which Brian reveals that he has feelings for Aquila, which I didn't figure out.
Dude, I figured that out as a free
Oh, okay.
to the, yeah, no,
Because part of the project is to prepare because the winner gets to perform with a coming pop star who's going to be arriving and doing a concert.
yeah,
A pop star who is under the control of the evil emperor and trying to capture Cleopatra. However, towards the episode, we get things like Hila having a crush on the pop star. We get Brian not even revealing his feelings, trying to, failing, and then Cleo just blowing up his spot.
yeah,
Hey,
no,
everybody knows it, but you.
come on. It's so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you know it? Like,
Hey. In her defense, I didn't know it.
okay, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, he's under mind control. He tries to kidnap her. Um, uh, I will say, with all of these different traps and things that are going on, it's interesting that the spy is not quite aware of some of the things going on with that. So they're sending out the information, but they're not receiving information.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be a two-way street in terms of
Yeah,
intel.
I mean, unless they, and I doubt it, but unless Octavia wanted to keep the spot in the dark because if they knew, they might try to team up and intercept with, what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
All right. So a good thing about this is we come apparently to the end of the whole Cleo Callie rivalry, in which Callie reveals that Cleo fully accepts that she's not the spy now, which is great because that was lasting a
yeah,
little too long for me.
yeah, no, same,
It's revealed that the entire reason Callie's been sort of spying on her is because she wants to learn how she can improve herself to be as good as Cleo in the things that
yeah,
she's doing. Because she used to be the best, and now she's been shown up by her on multiple occasions, which makes sense.
so now I will say this, will we see them be the best of friends? I don't think so. I don't. I I think there will be a understanding between them of, hey, this is what happened, this is where we are now, but I don't think that Kelly will be buddy with Cleo all the time.
Right. There'll still be rivals.
Yeah,
But no, I do like it. I like the episode. I like the payoff for the episode. I like the way that they're working together because they do complement each other.
yeah,
But yeah, this is the conclusion to that plot line, so it's out of the way. So now, but an interesting thing is she's probably not going to be looking for the spy because her biggest target for it is no longer in her sights.
no, not at all. But I mean, he knows he might take someone else. Not the person that we think is.
No.
No, no, that is. But
Yeah, because that's obviously going to be revealed later on as a big surprise twist to her.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I, I do think that she's gonna have. Oh, okay, it's not clear, Cap. It's not Kelly, but it has to be someone else. Like, you know.
I do like we get a fun side of Kensu here. We're just super excited for the concert.
Yeah, I read that too. I enjoyed it. Definitely one that I like that we saw a actual moment with Kensu being out of his normal slick element that we see in all the time. Hmm.
Yeah, it's just another side of them. We always need
Yeah,
more sides of a character.
yeah, definitely.
All right, let's get on the next one, which will be our last one for the
Okay,
night.
yeah, episode 10, mental and Capricus Cleo Akara and Boy mental slip assignment so they could graduate to level 2. Now, we begin with Captain clear of color and blurring in what seems like a legitimate space cloud flying through space, and Cleo is positive and not listed to our team. Definitely not to get to, and
Nope.
you know, see is being changed by what's supposed to be Octavia's fortress, and she tries to duck into a legal field and hide behind a mule, but you know, she gets crushed by the mule, and then it's revealed it's a simulation, and that they needed this simulation to graduate to level 2, but that didn't happen.
Nope.
So, you know, Casey assessed the three of them to mentor a young focus that each, uh, sorry, and, you know, Brian and Akira get, like, their, their mentees have the same personality that they do, and Cleo gets stuck with the hot shot wannabe.
AKA someone that's the same personality as her.
Yeah, that, you know, it's a reflection of, you know, oh, this is what Casey has to deal with. And Holman T doesn't listen to all the surveys direct rules, and all the wickets them caught on a planet in Minerva because Casey accidentally borrowed Cleo, and you know, they gave a mission that he wasn't supposed to get. And, you know, Almond T tricked her into government, and they almost get devoured by a animatronic fire-breathing dinosaur. Well, okay, not good, so, you know, country has to come rescue them while you just start Chloe and Almonty have disengaged the beast, but hitting the off switch on the back of its head, and, you know, Cleo's mentee is so dumb, he basically gave away that Cleo was always bad, trying to power off. Uh,
Yeah, it is a little. I get being impulsive, but this kid's just an idiot.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no impulse there. That's just I'm gonna do the dumb thing.
Yeah, like, oh wait, my mentor's trying to power down this creature. Let me tell him, hey, look on your back.
And also, there's impulsive, and no, this isn't as impulsive. This kid just has ADHD.
Yeah,
He can't
definitely.
sit still for any length of time and has to constantly go out and cause trouble because he the only way to distract him is like pop a video game in his hands. This kid just has no, this kid just has ADHD.
Yeah, no, surgery, I was, you know, could probably understand somewhat that, oh, this is what Kenzie deals with me. I need to be better than this if I want to move up. And you know, spoil she gets to move up to level 2 after they completed this mission, I'd say, richly.
I mean, you could call it a mission. It's a mentorship mission. They were given a task to accomplish, and they accomplished it.
Yeah,
Some more easily than others.
yeah, I mean, she definitely covers the mentoring by telling him, hey, make sure you clean the toilets on the step while we head back to the academy.
Now, she could have just, told Kensu, hey, is this the mission you want us to go on? But no.
No,
just verify.
why not call him back?
Also, why are you trying so hard to earn this child's respect?
Uh,
Oh no, I'm not seen as being fun. Weren't
yeah,
you a princess who was okay saying no to people about stuff because you were in charge?
yeah, no, like, come on.
Just say
No,
no to this dumb kid.
yeah, like, what? I mean, what physically changed in you that you forget? Oh, hey, I used to say no to people, you know, from years ago, but I'm not gonna say no to a little kid right now. Like, why?
Yeah. Personality flaws, they exist.
Yeah, definitely.
And this brings us pretty much to near the end of season one. We're next week going to be doing just 2 episodes, finishing off season one, and then popping into season two.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You, you might wanna count again.
3 episodes of season one, and then popping into season
That,
two.
that you?
I thought
Yeah,
this season was 12 episodes. Okay.
No, 13.
13 episodes. All right. I'm interested in seeing how they finish off the season.
So am I. I mean,
Will the
that's,
traitor be revealed?
yeah.
Any bets you want to take on like what you think's going to happen?
I honestly say that in the and it will 11 or 12 that the county will give. Hopefully by the end of the episode, and it will be up to Cleo and all team to clean up the mess in the last episode. That's what I'd say.
I think we might get a cliffhanger of Cleopatra getting captured
Could, we could definitely,
because we've had like the holographic emperor, but I want to see like the emperor getting like in person, maybe her being captured by the traitor, something like that,
yeah, I
and
got it.
actually rescued in like next season.
Alright, so hey, let me ask you, are you available this Friday?
This weekend, no, no, I will most likely be out again this Friday.
Okay. So guys, with that being said, we will see you on next Tuesday. And I will say this, if you want to see me one more time this week, go to Gaming with DJ Talks because I'm doing D&D Saturday night at 8 p.m. With that being said, we will see you later. Bye, guys.
Later, taters.
Okay.
All right. I am going to take a shower and get settled in because I still feel hot.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.